Adam, that gobbledygooker's out. You can feel it in the air.
It's getting a little chilly. It's almost sweater weather.
It's fall time, and that means it's time to get listing for the holidays.
But I got such a big death pile. You know I hate listing.
Well, you're going to have parties. You're going to have a lot to do. You need to kill that death pile because you need that holiday cash, that Christmas cash to buy those gifts.
If there was only somebody that could help me out to do it faster.
Man, we got a friend. We're going to hook you up. Cellhound, Adam.
What does Cellhound do?
Well, they're going to be your digital virtual assistants. They're going to list all that stuff for you. You send them the pictures, they do your eBay listings.
But how much? It's going to cost me a lot of money, right?
Man, the first 3 are going to be free. After that, it's so cheap that you'll think that Jimmy Cheapy Pants himself's doing it for you.
And what do I got to do to get into that on that?
Man, go over to Cellhound, try the app, do the free listings, and then put in our code, DeathPiles, all capital letters, DeathPiles25. They'll give you 25% off whatever rate you decide to go with.
I mean, you got to know somebody over there because that's a good deal.
Man, we might know the CEO.
Well, I heard that you may get some good words of her, and we really appreciate it because we know that her product is going to help you because Granny always said,
you can't sell goods out of an empty wagon, and Cellhound is going to fill that wagon for you.
Here comes the money. Here comes the money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money. Money, 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 money.
hey, what do you say, Death Piles and Tax listeners? Episode number 104 of your favorite podcast every single week.
Ahoy, mateys, seamen, and winches. Welcome aboard the pirate ship.
Wow, going that far, huh?
Well, that's the people that are on pirate ships, Adam.
When you say it like that, I think Jimmy Cheapy Pants sounds real good right about now.
Okay, well, whatever you do with your cheapy pants, welcome aboard the pirate ship.
Well, man, we had a good week. It's always a good week. What a great time to be alive, don't you think?
Well, there's been a few better times. Collectively, yeah.
If you're breathing, you're out doing something well.
If you're breathing, good point there. Good
time
point.
To be alive. We made the best of it. We had a little trip over the weekend. We did a little sourcing we haven't done in a while.
I know I tried to get a hold of you. Once you finally would take my phone call, you told me that you were out of the state, and then you mocked me by sending me some pictures of things you were finding, and oh man, it looked like you had a good time.
And we had a really good time. Went up to southern Idaho, northern Idaho, made it clear up to Montana.
Northern Utah, southern Idaho. This is about the same, isn't it?
Western Wyoming. All over.
You didn't make it across the border into Canada, did you?
I don't have a passport.
Well, okay. I guess I don't know if they'd let you in or not anymore.
I think I'd be quarantined.
Okay. They let you back to the state, though.
I don't know. Would I be a deportable? I don't know.
Are you supposed to be 14 days to come home?
I think it's something like that. I remember reading.
I'm going to turn you into somebody.
I know I read.
You might want to stop talking right now about where you've been.
I was in the ninth part of Ogden.
Northern Utah.
Northern Utah.
That's where you were.
No, we had a chance to go up to Idaho Falls and stayed a couple days there for vacation and went to a really, really, really cool museum called the Collector's Corner, and they had some amazing stuff. A lot of different, collectors, collectible items from Disney to World War II to Coca-Cola to, Cabbage Patch, anything you could really think of there.
It was, you sent me some pictures, and I thought, how we said if you're not listing, you're hoarding, and then we've always heard of these people that want to open up museums with their collections. It looks like this is one person that actually did follow through and open up a museum with their collection.
They did open a museum with their collection. They had over 100 exhibits, really real quality stuff. The couple that was there, Jim and his wife, I think her name was Nyla. They had their high school Letterman jackets from the 50s.
Of course they did.
I think it was even the 40s. They were both in there. They were well into their 80s. Sharp as a tack. They walked us around, kind of showed us all the stuff, told me the whole collecting.
Now over here, you remember Hogan's Heroes.
That's right.
And in 1949, how old are you again?
They showed us some Alf stuff.
Alf was from Malmac, and he used to like to eat cats. Do your kids like Alf?
I think I know what you're going to be doing when you're in under 70s.
Eating cats or going to Malmac?
Both. They had some really cool stuff. They had some stuff in the front, and you know me, I'm always looking for a bargain. And you know, we talked a little bit of baseball, and he said, "Yeah, I think we got some baseball stuff." And I dug through, and I found a few things. You know, a lot of it was kind of junk. It wasn't old. It was, you know,
Junk.
it was early '90s. That they call the junk wax era. But I was able to find me some Ken Griffey Jr. cards that you hinted me on, say, hey, anything Ken Griffey Jr. weird and unique. And these are the Dairy Queen edition of Ken Griffey Jr. So
And the Blizzard himself. That's what they used to call him.
that's
The
right.
Blizzard.
So I've got 5 different Ken Griffey Jr. Dairy Queen cards. I looked up the comps, and some of them I have sold from 100. Right now they're selling there for $500,
Probably.
graded PSA 10s.
Probably not a whole lot of population on those kind of things. So
No, it's
that's
special, and like I said, you get those Dairy Queen. It's weird. It's one of those weird things. I think the most interesting exhibit, or one that I really liked the most, was they had all the advertising plushes over all of the years. You know, you can look back on it because she talked about it. And if you think about it, it's really, really good marketing. You know, they go after the kids at a young age, and they give them like the
the Joe Camel pillow pet.
There was Joe Camel. They had the Vlasic pickle.
We weren't trying to get kids addicted to nothing.
No, they had the Vlasic stork. You know, they had Nemo, the guy from Domino's.
The Noid? They had the Noid?
Noid. Yeah, they had the Noid. God, they had the Spam. There was a Spam. No, before Spam, like the canned meat. They had, I mean, just Snap, Crackle, and Pop. Tony the Tiger.
Sounds like they had a little bit of everything there.
Oh, they had a lot of stuff. And it was interesting to see my kids what they did know, and then once they didn't know.
Were you looking up anything on eBay just to see what it was going
Oh,
for?
there were several items that I kind of looked, and you know, he was very. He said it's a collection. I mean, this guy was in it for the hunt. He was not in it for monetary value. He says, I don't care what it costs. I don't care what it is. It's not that. It's for collecting. He collected. I mean, some years ago, he was a lot bigger into I think he said Matchbox versus Hot Wheels, because Matchbox came out first, and all these things, and he was hunting down a series of. There was a car from each 50 states, and you could buy them all over, but you had to like find them. And then they found regional cars, and you know he got this, and they would go to the store, line up and try and find them.
Yeah, those. I mean, the Hot Wheels. I know Hot Wheels are man, that can be some good money if you get the right things. I'm sure. I guess Matchbox would be the same.
My daughter was unbelievably excited because they have one of the coolest like personal Barbie collections ever. Like they had vintage like Barbie, you know, and then they went through and told us about Barbie when she came about, and then her brother Ken, and like the whole thing.
Whoa, her brother Ken?
Yes, that Barbie, the person that Barbies were made after, I guess her mom was able to make a doll, and her name was Barbara, and they called the doll Barbie. And then 2 years later, she had a little brother named Ken, and then Ken also got a doll, and that's where the names came from.
I was under the impression that those two were a courting.
They were
Were they from Alabama? Ken and Barbie originally?
You said that. I didn't. I love the
Alabama knows what they do. They win
love-
football games and they date their cousins. That's what I've been told.
I love the fine
Her
people
siblings.
from Alabama. I did not say that. Derek Roy Everett.
Derek.
Up on Twitter.
Derek D. Roy Everett at the Twitters or the Instagram, and I said it. Alabama, you date your
Wow.
you date your kinfolk and you win football games. That's what you do.
Back to the Barbie, offending our good listeners in Alabama, where no, I'm not trying to go down that route.
I already did.
So no, just a really interesting place, and like I said, it made me just feel good. Just feel good about things and items and a lot of nostalgia, a lot of memories.
Now, did you get any lottery scratchers while you were out and about? I'm having some problems.
You were getting a little too excited. I did not purchase one lottery scratcher.
Oh man, I thought we were friends at one point, but obviously that can't be true.
I just didn't. I walked. I put $350 of cash in my pocket, and I came home with about $220 $25 of cash in my pocket.
Now, some of you listening don't know the big deal, but we live in Utah when we don't have a lottery. So whenever we leave the state, it's like I don't know. It's just something fun to do. Not that I think we'll ever win, but it's just we usually participate.
Hey, my wife married me. I already won the lottery, so why do I need to keep playing?
Because your wife wants things, and in order to pay for those things, you need the money.
Hey, she found some really cool items at the gift shop.
Well, no, okay. So you got what you got here. You got some Ken Griffey cards, and you got some Shaquille O'Neal rookie year Pogs.
She found some really cool McDonald's like toys that were still in the wrappers from the early '90s. She found this really cool,
Like the Happy Meal toy.
Yeah, Happy Meal toys, like Cabbage Patch doll things. I found some really cool. I think a lot of people kind of relate with this. Remember back in middle school, high school, for some reason, like keeping your books in mint condition was like the thing you had to do.
Because they didn't make you pay for it. They always said if you didn't, they'd charge you for it, and your dad would beat you.
And for some reason, a brown paper bag would just make it all better.
Any scars?
It would just make this book magically stay in mint condition. So you have to wrap your books. I found still in the wrapper some book covers that were still in the wrapper, never been used, of football teams.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, that's really cool. They're asking $1. I'm like, where else am I going to find that for $1? I don't know what I'll do with it, but I got it.
I think you should put it on the marketplace or Mercari and see what happens. I mean, nostalgia 90s stuff's hot right now in clothing. So
the same thing. Maybe they'll be in Stranger Things. Who knows?
Who knows? They might pick it up. Oh, the sitcoms, they're going from the 80s, might be coming more into the 90s. It might be a big thing. There's a few shows that are taking place that way, but.
So that was a couple things.
That's the problem, is they gotta be looking for it. I think once they see it, they think that's cool, but if they don't know it exists, then it's hard to.
Those are like the little things, and that was a lot about this museum. Those are little things.
So did you spend like 5 days in this museum, or?
Oh, we spent probably 3.5 hours.
Did they have a eatery, a cafeteria?
No, that's why we had to leave. The guy was kind enough to give me some candy. He gave me some butterscotch.
Hardtack, yeah.
Oh yeah, it was just like you're at Grandpa's house.
That's the problem with. I don't want to get too political, but with voting, I know there's some controversy whether or not you should vote via mail or in person. The only problem, I voted via mail the other day, but the only problem is you don't get that piece of hardtack candy from the old lady sitting there that's doing the due diligence there.
Where's your voted sticker?
Well, it was the other day. I don't wear it for several days.
What did you get? One?
Yeah, and it said it was actually because women can vote. Utah was like the vote that made that happen.
Yeah.
So it was like it said she voted, but it was like I'll tweet it out. It was cool.
Then where did you get this sticker?
They sent it when you vote.
So
they sent it with the ballot.
I've got my ballot.
Have you not opened it?
No, I haven't opened it yet.
Why don't you send it over to me so I can fill it out right for you? And I'll give you your sticker.
I will.
It's in there with all the stuff in there. Yeah.
I will drop my ballot off on the election morning.
The cool thing about it is that depending on where you live in the state, they sent different stickers. So it's different counties, different regions got different stickers.
Coming from a guy who had a beef with the post office, and they lose stuff whenever they want to, I feel good about dropping some things off.
I feel good about dropping some things off too, but coming from a place where we resell online and I send thousands of dollars around the world, I'm pretty confident that I don't want to go down this whole road, but you can track everything. You send paychecks, you send credit cards, not worried.
I will have to say one thing. I'm sending back a large, an order of some bearings that I had to buy. Some things for our wheelchair company. Bought some bearings, but they were of lower quality. And I told them, like, hey, the last batch we got was garbage. Like, they weren't good. And I'm sending it back. He's like, well, they need to be in mint condition for us to take them back. I'm like, I didn't even open this box.
They didn't come in mint condition. That's why I'm sending them back.
Like, they didn't even get it. So they're like, well, there's a 20% restocking fee, and you have to pay the shipping. I'm like, I'll send them back, but like I said, they're not good. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, it's kind of one of those things I want to send it back. I mean, it's pretty, it's like a 29-pound box, but I don't know. I think customer service, I guess, kind of getting into that is it's always the best to take care of your customers.
Yeah, I mean, I've been getting a few. I think everyone, you sell enough, you're gonna get some returns, and for the most part, everyone gets this hype about oh, if I take free returns, if we do returns, people are going to scam me. They can send things back. They can send back a box of rocks, and eBay's going to make me refund people. But honestly, 99.9% of the time, it's a pretty smooth transaction. And why do you want somebody to get stuck with something that they don't want?
Yeah.
And then to make them jump through hoops or make it more painful just drives people away from eBay or wherever you're selling. So it would make sense that if you made it nice and easy, maybe they'll come buy from you again. Now, maybe that scares you with some of these people, but for the most part, I'll take anyone's money and I'll take it a second time. Just as easy. So,
which from what you've been telling me, it seems like you've been slinging a lot of cards lately. Is that true?
Yeah. I mean, I know we focus heavy on the card talk, but I wanted to branch out a little bit. Got some other things, but yeah, cards have been going well. A lot of the graded stuff. I've been sending a lot internationally, a lot to the United Kingdom. Had some going over to places I've never even knew existed, parts unknown, we'll say. Canada has done well.
Ukraine?
Not the Ukraine. I don't know that.
Kosovo?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I didn't bring the
Atlas?
the Atlas. I guess I could look them up, but I was waiting for you to have your package with all your stamps here for us again, from various parts of the world. No, I mean, just, you get a lot of those European countries, and I don't memorize which ones they are, but they've been buying cards, which has been really cool, and I think that's one nice thing with my wrestling collection, especially, is that's more of an international, it's kind of like your soccer, as far as it's a worldwide product where a lot of our football, basketball, baseball are a lot more country specific. It's really big here, but maybe not as much internationally. So, it's been going well. I've had a lot of people come back and rebuy from me too. So, I'm open to offers. And that kind of helps. Somebody will buy something for, $50 and say, we take $25 for this card. And you just kind of bundle them a deal. And some of the cards are early days. I was just kind of getting a lot of things graded that I wouldn't do again. So if I can move them for about what it cost me, no harm, no foul. So
just recovering some of your money.
Yeah. So it's been good. I think on eBay, it's kind of been hit or miss. It's kind of been weird. Some days have been like really, really busy, and then other days it's kind of crickets. So I don't know if I'm upsetting the algorithm or not. I found me a little treasure trove that I don't want to get too specific out, but I found a place that I can go and I can find things that are very coveted, and I've been able to do that for the last couple of weeks, and that's really been helping things. So
this is something I'm unaware of too.
I don't want to tell anybody. It's my special secret.
It's your secret, huh? Going back, you were talking about returns and some other things. Watch some interesting videos. Canada, they do some things.
They do some things.
They do some things up north of the border, and we've got several listeners up there. There was especially this little undercover type thing about Amazon returns and bulk returns and buying pallets of things. And I know you have kind of dabbled in the pallet, nothing too big. But one of the cool things is they actually said, well, where do these things go? Like, what happens once you return it? So they put GPS tracker locators in items and return them to kind of find out, like, how they were distributed.
What happens after they go back, huh?
It was really kind of interesting. Like I said, you could go and, you can buy an aftermarket, return pallet, and, you never know what's going to be on them. Other things are destroyed. Other things, if you return it, it goes in, and that's what they showed. They showed this item that went into a professional shredding place. Like, they would shred the items out because it was returned. And
yeah, that's one of the things. Where I work in other places, like where I work, they make supplements, for lack of a better word, or vitamins, or whatever you want to call it.
Magic juices.
Magic elixirs. But the problem is that happens a lot with the returns they get, and it just drives me nuts. And knowing of all the magic elixirs across this valley, if I could just swoop in and get the returns, because I know I see them throwing things in the dumpster, and they have to dispose of things, and it just, once it's went to somebody's house to come back, even if it's not opened, a lot of waste, a lot of things. That's one of the reasons I think we like selling online and stuff, is to kind of try to eliminate that waste. And Yeah, for things just to get shredded or thrown away, it just seems like such a waste. And I mean, I get it. Amazon's just a big behemoth, so I don't even put my toes in Amazon. Really, I mean, there's money and there's opportunity there. Obviously, they get a lot more traffic and volume, but for what we're doing, for what I'm doing, it makes more sense for me to just kind of stay on eBay, Mercari, some of those other platforms.
Yeah,
But
it's a different kind of animal.
yeah, it's a whole. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it if that's what you want to do, but it seems like returns can get a lot more. Just people order 10 of the same thing, keep the one they want, and yeah, the returns, you're paying for it. You don't know where. It's a big machine.
Well, there you go.
A big machine.
A gobbledygook.
And you're trying to figure out where in that machine things fit and the wrenches and all I know is that it works and it prints off money for somebody.
His name is Jeff.
His name is Jeff. Uncle Jeff.
Uncle. Yeah, he's got a lot of money. In fact, I was just watching some little thing and it was counting the billionaires' money, the 10 richest people over years, and he far exceeds several other people, like combinations. So.
And I got a Bolo.
A Bolo.
This is a big Bolo, and I think this is a good Bolo. Have you ever heard of the soft drink Tab?
I have heard of Tab.
So Tab was like the first diet soda.
Okay.
It was really big before Diet Coke came out because it was the only diet soda available. They are discontinuing Tab at the end of December.
No,
so. Forever. So not only, obviously, if you can find Tab, I'd hoard up on it and wait a couple months, and I'd be selling it for, mega bucks because people, they got the habit and they want the taste. But think of, like you were saying up there at your little museum that you went to, if you can find Tab T-shirts,
holy crap,
Tab hats, Tab memorabilia, so to speak.
Single cans of Tab just sold today, $29.99. One single can, $30. One single can, $20 plus 5 shipping. One can, $21. These are just like Tab cans. One single can. Man, you ain't kidding.
So that's a fair Bolo.
Wow.
If you can find it, it's not really, it's not widely distributed, especially as much as it had been, but people love the stuff.
Wow.
It is going away at the end of the year. And this is one of the things when you're shipping something like that, make sure you package it well. You don't want the can exploding, pressure changes, that kind of thing. But also be thinking about the memorabilia, the maybe you have some old magazines, print articles. There's going to be a Tab fad.
How did you know this?
I just, I know things, Adam.
Wow, yeah, like you.
I actually heard about it, knew about it, and then Ben Watson also sent me an article about it too.
You should have told me this while I was in Idaho.
I tried to tell you. So you're up in Idaho, and you send me this picture about how there's nothing on the shelves, and I'm circling $100 bills for you. I have to send it to Painter because I can't get a hold of you. He's about crapping himself. Me and him both laid eggs, just, so hot at you, and then I don't know if you came home with the things or not, but it was something.
There was several things that may or may not. I did. Oh, I was going to bring that to you. I got you a magazine. I got you. I don't know if you saw that one, but I got that special for you.
Oh wow!
Exactly.
Yeah.
The WOW magazine, the World of Wrestling magazine, the premiere issue.
Hey, some of those things go for some pretty good money.
I know. There were several things. No, but the other big thing was. What was it gonna? It was. Oh, they had some other. Mountain Dews. They had some crazy Mountain Dew, company things. So.
They have Mountain Dew bottles. Have you heard about these?
Mountain Dew bottles.
You know the glass bottles? You know how Mountain Dew used to come in glass bottles?
Yes.
If you can find a Mountain Dew with a pig bottle, I believe it is, there's certain bottles, they change throughout the years, but there's certain ones that are worth a lot of money.
Pig bottles, huh?
I think it was a pig. There's either a pig with a certain, kind of tail. It's a certain, older Mountain Dew, but the glass bottles that, it's the same with Coke or Pepsi or any of those drinks. People collect the old glass bottle. And then the way to tell how old it is what's on the bottle all the time or where the logos and that kind of thing are. But the Mountain Dew, I believe it was the pig. There's a pig on it. Anyways, if you can find that, or again, like what I'm saying with the Tab, if you can find the advertising, a lot of times at drugstores or grocery stores, they'd have those big displays That might be a clock or it might be some promotional type item. Those kind of things, I mean, they sell well. Some of them are a little harder to ship if you're getting too big of a thing, but there's good money.
Liberty Brew. That was what it was. It's Mountain Dew Liberty Brew.
There you go.
Another kind of interesting. It brought me up because Waddy talked about how we have plethoras of Mountain Dews. I'll have to hit that picture of an entire aisle at the Walmart's full of Mountain Dew.
I mean, I don't know. We had Waddy on, and a lot of people that listen aren't probably familiar with our culture or what goes on in this area of the world. But Waddy wasn't kidding. We have Drive Up, and I've been frequenting them ever since my sister gave me a gift card for my birthday. We gave her a try. Now I'm addicted to these places, but it's a Drive Up soda shops, and there's several per town, and you get your special combination of drink.
Of elixirs, as you put it earlier.
Yeah, depending on Tab, I guess, won't be there no more, but you can get about anything you can imagine as far as carbonated sodas ever been mixed.
Yeah, pretty much. It's the Starbucks of the dry counties of the areas we live in.
It's just kind of weird, but then you go to the grocery store or you go into a gas station and there's fountain drinks aplenty, and there's flavors of Mountain Dew that people don't even know exist outside of the state of Utah.
There are several different.
So take that, Alabama.
I love the people of Alabama. I've been there before. You guys are great. You're wonderful. You are what makes America great again.
You don't got all the dues.
No, you don't got all the dues. Before we go into that, before we jump on to the next thing, I want to get into the accounting little heads up. This involves everybody. It's not just accounting, but
it's not tax talk no more. Now it's accounting, all special.
Well, it's tax talk because now, unfortunately, I have to know about it. I mean, the tax codes have become so complex that you have to know about everything.
1073.
Yes, 1095A is what we're specifically.
That's pretty close.
You were health insurance.
Oh, okay.
Health insurance. And this goes along with a lot of our resellers. If you're getting to the point where you're contemplating doing this full time, it is. It's just one of those things that you have to talk about. It's health insurance, and it's one of the big talking points for whomever, what side you support, but it's one of those things you have to know about. And it's not just, well, how much are my premiums? What do I pay a month? Well, what do you pay? What does your employer pay? If you work for yourself, how much do you pay? One of the things is if you're going to receive insurance from the marketplace, you have to know how much money you make. If you go over a certain amount of money, you have to pay the premiums back.
Now, is that gross or net?
That is a great question, and that depends on what you want it to be. Like accounting, it all depends.
Sounds perfectly clear.
Exactly. If, again, you're on that specific point, it would be your net income. But if there's several rules, and this is why, if you're even contemplating selling online, or you are selling online and you're, have issues or questions about health insurance, hire a good accountant, because they will literally be able to save you thousands of dollars in certain circumstances. I had a couple that came in. He didn't even work for himself. Like, he worked for a larger company, but they no longer offered health insurance, so they were on the marketplace. They made like $125,000. They were over the threshold. So what that means is they were getting about $1,100, $1,200 a month in a subsidy. So their insurance cost $1,600. The government gave them a $1,200 discount. They had to pay $400 a month. Because they went over the threshold, now they have to pay back $14,400 of all of that subsidy that they got because of their income was too high. So, because of where it was, if we did a couple things, we put some money towards some SEP IRAs, some different, traditional IRA, we were able to reduce it below that number. So instead of them having to pay back $14,000, they only had to pay back about $2,700. So by doing a few things, yes, they had to put money towards retirement, which is always a great thing. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. There are reasons, there are different things that can make sure that your taxes, which now include health insurance premiums in certain circumstances, medical expenses, all of these things are now tax related, and unless you're taking the time to think about it, you're going to lose money. You know what I mean? I know we've talked about it because, like I said, your situation changed a little. you went from health insurance from your wife's work to your work, and did you go back to your wife's work?
Oh, we're going to stay at my wife's work. You can't beat the state.
Yeah, you know, and that's the thing, is all of these things, and you really have to, you know, contemplate that when you are looking at a potential job change or whatever. Health insurance is a big thing. It's a big deal. You need to look at how much is it going to cost to change your cost of health insurance. And also, like, is it changing your deductible? Are you now going from a $5,500 deductible per person, $14,000 per family, to now it's $2,500 and $5,000? These are all things that if you don't know about it, guess what? Your employer's not going to sit you down and say, Derek, here's what we're going to do. You know, that's just not the way it works anymore. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
So that's kind of one of the things, just want to talk about that, is hopefully every one of us, either if you don't have health insurance, you know, there's chances that you can through the marketplace. If you do, make sure you know about it. Open enrollment period is coming up. There's a lot of great self-employed health insurance agents. We'll use one. It's great. It takes out a lot of the issues and angst for me. So that's just something I want to bring up as we're getting close to tax time. It is a big, big potential tax problem if you don't know what you're going to do, right?
No, it definitely is, and it's ever changing too. So every year, just 'cause something worked last year, like Adam's saying, it might not be the same this year. So keep up on that.
And I can guarantee you next year is going to be totally different than this year, no matter what happens here in a couple of weeks. So, well, there you go, D-Roy. Good first half. Let's hit a break and come back strong. There's a reason we call this the DeathPiles and Taxes podcast.
Well, why do we call that, Adam?
Because for the rest of your life, and even the year that you die, you have to file your taxes.
Well, I got a guy that does that for me.
That's right, because here at Adam Up Accounting, that's what we do. We take care of taxes. We're very familiar with online retailers. Even if you're listening because you enjoy the sultry sounds of Derek Everitt, we will take care of your taxes. Check us out online, adamupaccounting.com. The social medias, we will help make sure that you file your taxes timely and enjoy the process. Can I tell you how much I like ZZ Top?
How much do you like CC Top, Adam?
I would say top 3 greatest groups of all time.
Well, why don't you get you a beard? Join up.
You know, beard, like the guy, he's the guy who doesn't have a beard. But
Frank Beard, yeah.
Frank Beard, no beard on Frank.
No, they're big wrestling fans.
They are big wrestlers.
The Gibbons, Billy Gibbons.
Just had the sharp dressed man on there. There's a funny story about ZZ Top. You want to hear my funny story?
I'd love to hear a funny story about ZZ Top.
And I don't know if I brought it up before, but I've always had this real like for ZZ Top. Just kind of one of those good things. I mean, I watched the. I know we probably talked about it because I know I've talked about the Netflix series on it. But right before I was deciding to go on my ecclesiastical vacation, for those of you know, you're basically set aside everything. At the time, it's kind of changed now, but you didn't get to dabble in music or television. And the day before I was getting ready to leave, I was working, driving a truck, taking some stuff to the dump, and sure enough, this is back before on demand. You can't push the button long before you.
The 8-track stays, yeah.
Yeah, almost. But sure enough, She's Got Legs came right on the radio. It was like it was a godsend. It's like, man, I'm ready to go.
I thought you were gonna say Sharp Dressed Man.
Well, I had She's Got Legs, and then I flip over the other station after that was over, and then you get Sharp Dressed Man.
Oh, there you go.
It was like my on-demand iPod, because it was it was just one of those things. God knew what I was looking for.
Me and Denny went and saw the ZZ Top in concert up at the UVU one day.
Oh, how long ago was that?
Not. I mean, a lot longer than I realized. not very. 20 years or so. Yeah.
Not that long ago. Yeah.
No.
So that's we were just listening to some ZZ Top coming in over the break. So. I just showed you my stack of stuff. What do you think of my stack of stuff?
You definitely got you a pile there, a stack of things. I know nothing about it. You might as well be showing me famous Martian, players. I don't know.
Yeah. So, like I said, I subscribe to one of these, email type things that talks about what's hot in the market, what's not, and sure enough, D-Roy, I think this is the 3rd week in a row. It says right there, buying soccer cards. You choose. So. Well far ahead of it. Like, since I'm buying some older soccer cards, and unfortunately I know the word's getting out because the volume is increasing on sales, and my prices to buy are going up. So again, I'm sharing the secret sauce. Derek and I have always talked about it. We buy cards, we send them in and get graded, and then we sell them for a whole lot more than what we do if we
That's if I'd say if the secret's out, you want to be getting in front of that line. That means the wave behind you will be people sending in cards as well.
Yeah.
And it's always better to be at the first of the wave.
And right now, you know, they've kind of.
Well, I guess not always better, but you know.
They've shortened kind of, you know, you can send in 20 cards at a time, and I'd encourage that. And I'm starting to do it on a, you know, every couple week basis. So who knows when we'll get it back? I mean, I at some point, but that's just kind of what I'm working on. So I brought in some interesting cards, Sports Illustrated for kids type stuff. You know, there isn't a lot of, you know, what do you call it? The supply is a lot lower.
It's a lot harder to find. Yeah, a lot of them were stickers, so a lot of them didn't survive or ended up on you know trapper keepers is what I'd say. I don't know what they ended up on, but
Ooh, there was another cool thing I bought up at the store in Idaho. On my box of cards that I had when I was a little kid, you know, I had a box, you'd store everything because you had so many of them. On the box, I had stickers of the baseball teams. You know, it'd be like the Houston Astros or the Atlanta Braves or the Milwaukee Brewers, little logo stickers.
the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, we can say Devil Rays because they were then.
That was long. They were way after my time. Colorado Rockies, that didn't exist. Florida Marlins, those weren't even things.
He is old.
Yes. So I had those little stickers, and I had them.
The Expo sticker.
I put them on the Expos, correct. I had them on my box, and some of them were peeling off.
The original Washington Senators.
The Boston Red Knickerbockers.
There you go. So they're peeling off.
They were peeling off, and I went in there and I found, like, you know, in the case, never been opened, of these stickers. So I bought that for $1, and I'm so pumped.
What sticker was it?
Well, it's like the group of stickers. So you got like 28, 26 stickers, whatever the time that mean, the number of Major League Baseball teams.
Well, I wish I'd known that.
Why?
I might have a few of those from boxes I bought from Phil, but you know, a couple months ago.
I wonder if it's the same kind. I don't know if it is.
You know, Christmas might have came early,
Oh boy.
or it will come later, but you know what you're getting.
Oh boy, I can't wait. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Stickers.
I mean, yeah, stickers are a funny thing. Getting them graded is even I don't know. It's just strange things that you can have
Yeah,
graded and sell and resell. Reselling's a strange world sometimes.
the other thing, like I keep noticing, like ticket stubs and to these concerts and stuff. And I don't know. I looked at it, man, that would be kind of cool to have some of those things because I remember a date and time.
I mean, that's the thing. And certain ones, obviously, are going to be worth a little more. You look at CC Top, like we were just talking about. If you had the big Texas tour, or whatever it was,
Yeah.
Texas Worldwide.
The
I mean,
original one.
you get people that have them signed. It's just like cards, except for a lot more limited as far as
Yeah.
what's out there and what people
Supply.
kept. So
Yeah, it was about this time a year ago when we were hitting your buddy old Guns N' Roses, saw Axl and Slash. That was
I
a
still
good time.
have that ticket in my wallet for a little different reason. I have it behind my ID just to remind me of, you know, sometimes things go a little south. So think before you buy.
Maybe, Derek, do you want to hit that? I know it's a pain point, but do you want to hit why you don't hit fixed date things?
Well, it hurt. Yeah, I mean, here's why I say I don't and I haven't right now. Obviously, we can't because there's no fixed things really going on. It's a real risk and reward. I mean, there's potential, right? Supply and demand. If you hit the right thing, you can make, you know, I mean, who even knows, 20, 50 times your investment. But the problem is, last year, if you're new to the podcast and you haven't listened, Guns N' Roses were doing their tour, and it had been a pretty successful tour. They've been selling out like football, NFL type stadiums across the country, and they hadn't came to Salt Lake City yet. And I knew people from Salt Lake City that went down and saw them in Vegas and went and saw them in other venues. And so when they announced they were coming to Salt Lake, I decided to get some pre-sale tickets. One of the things that you can do if you're into that world or whatever is you can usually find pre-sale codes either with credit card numbers or with fan club groups or radio pre-sales. There's all sorts of different ways to do it. So you can get access basically first. That's the other thing is it's all a big ruse as far as you pay this to get that to get the first access to get the best tickets.
Yeah.
It's a I don't know.
It's a pyramid.
It's a pyramid scheme to begin with, but
I'll call it that.
so's everything, I guess, really, if you want to break it down, or a lot of things. So I got in the fan club, or had the right credit card, or whatever, and I thought, man, okay, I'm going all in. I got some really good tickets to Guns N' Roses, and
They were like front row, weren't they?
we were like probably 10th row.
Okay.
It was really close.
It was
though.
on the floor.
It was on the floor.
You could see Axel sweat.
I got like VIP meet. It wasn't meet and greet, but it was like you got to go have hors d'oeuvres
And Coke.
and Coke, as many Cokes as you wanted, or 3 heavy Cokes or something like that. And you got to buy like first chance to buy like exclusive memorabilia, and you got to walk on the stage and get your picture taken. It was like a pretty good package. And then I bought a couple other tickets because, why not? And then I thought, well, worst case, I'll sell off these, and me and, my wife can go. Adam invited me to go with him and some of the guys. I thought that was ultimately what I'd end up doing. But then, as time got moving forward, for whatever reason, it wasn't a big seller. It just wasn't. I've been asking a little much for the tickets, but not really. I mean, at first I was shooting for the moon. But when it came closer and closer, boy, did those prices drop, and I was on, classified ads and trying to make trades for other concerts coming up, because I'm like, well, at least, I'll get something, or I can try to parlay it down the road, or some jazz tickets, or some football tickets, or something. And, it was about, oh man, it was getting pretty close. Maybe it was front row tickets.
It was close.
I had front row tickets. I did. I forgot about that, because then I had like the 10th row tickets, and then I had like 6 pairs. Well, probably 3 or 4 pairs of tickets. It was front row.
He's a scalper.
You're right. It was front row. And so I was basically to break even point, and I had a guy that contacted me, and we did some negotiation. I ended up taking a hit on it. Not a huge hit for the front row, but enough that it stung a little bit. And then me and my wife ended up using the 10th row tickets. Yeah. The bad part was I met up with this guy, got him the tickets and everything. If you go back in the archives, you can hear the whole story. But when he sent me the text message, a week later, wanting me to email him the pictures of him on stage, because I gave him the whole VIP meet and greet, or not, whatever it was. So he wanted the pictures of him. I should have charged him for those. Yeah. Been like, well, that's an extra, $250 or whatever.
Yeah.
But anyways, so it ended up working out as far as, at least I didn't get stuck with everything. But it was enough of a bite that I left the tickets in my pocket. They're in my wallet right now as a reminder of sometimes when you go into deals, now you got to think things through. And the problem with that is, Guns N' Roses came on a certain day at a certain time, and after that, the value of that ticket was $0.
Yes.
Whereas I've had, a 1999. Well, let me just think of what sold this week. I don't know. I was going to say something that was really popular, but I'm trying to think of
1974 Jerry Sloan jockstrap.
Oh no, that went pretty well too. But I had a wrestling card, right, of some guy that you've never heard of. Yeah. Doug Furness, 1999 Cardinal card that was graded a 7 or something like that. Furness. And that can sit online for years if need be before one guy says, "Hey, I'm trying to get the whole set," or Doug Furness was my uncle, or my mom used to have a relationship with Doug Furness. And if you remember the Doink the Clown story from a few weeks back, that's who I should have said. But so I mean, and it will sell for $20 or $40 or whatever that price is, and there's no drop dead date. So if you're going to be trying to sell game tickets or concert tickets or Star Wars premiere tickets or whatever, once that event starts, you're out of luck, and it's real risk. It's real risk reward. But I thought I did all my due diligence. I thought I had all my ducks in a row. Right now, I think my thing was it was during a weekday.
It was like a Wednesday.
It was kind of Halloweenish. The arena we went to holds about 20,000 people. If it was a smaller venue. I sold some tickets a few weeks before that to a Jamie Johnson concert at a smaller venue that was more like 1,000-seater, if that. I sold those tickets for $100 a piece. I think I bought them for like $30.
Yeah.
And I sold them fairly well. We have a casino not too far away from us on the border. Sometimes I'll buy some tickets for that, I bought some Hank Williams Jr. tickets. They sold out pretty fast, and I was selling those for like $500 a ticket.
Wow.
Somebody in like Nebraska or somewhere bought them. We overnighted them. It was a strange thing, but
Hey, that's a great point.
I mean, so that's the risk reward, right?
I am going to say, because I went to a concert out there, I don't think you were with me, it was like I think it was a Travis trip.
Probably didn't invite me.
No, I had some other friends take us.
Yeah, me and Pelican were home playing Tiddlywinks.
I'm sure you guys want, which he wants to hit the place again.
Yeah, I got problems. I got to work on that day.
Yeah, I'm sure you do.
I do, actually. I'm not too happy about the Saturday stuff now.
Yeah. While we were out there is a special fun plane that flies into Wendover, Nevada.
There is.
So if you're ever thinking...
Or there was. It's currently not flying in there.
That's true. There aren't a lot of flights going off. If you're ever thinking and contemplating about visiting the Salt Lake area, you can fly into Wendover.
I've told people this. They don't believe me.
Fly into Wendover. The couple... Because we had some extra tickets, and, we were to the point, and the tickets came from... through a work party or something, and we were just trying to, get the tickets to somebody who would use them, like I said.
Derek and Pelican.
Yeah, you guys.
Drive out. We probably could have made it in time.
The people who were supposed to come couldn't come. Anyways, stop trying to, sidetrack the story. There was these women's were in there. They were sisters.
These women's.
They were in their 70s. They were 7-year-old sisters, and they came from Minnesota. They flew out just to come hang out in Wendover. They got the tickets at cost, and they enjoyed and loved the concert. Took the fun plane.
These are called junkets. So what they do is they think they can. They're called junkets. You can do Laughlin, Nevada. Maybe I gamble a little much.
Junkets.
Yeah, so the casinos fly you in, and they know that you're trapped there. In bigger cities like Las Vegas, they say that you have to spend like X amount of money into their casino. If whoever flies you in there, he's typing it because he doesn't believe me. So what happens is they'll fly you in there. They know that you're stuck in the middle of Nevada on the Utah border. But what you can do if you want to come to the Salt Lake area is there's buses that come back and forth to Salt Lake all throughout the day. So you can actually fly there for, $40 or something round trip, something way cheap. And then you take the bus back into town. And you spend a couple days or whatever into Salt Lake City or wherever you want to go. You go back out there and you just have to catch the flight back out. Adam, tell me I'm right.
Wow. Junkets are trips offered to VIP casino customers for travel to and play at particular casinos, depending on the player. The hosting casino will pay for some or all of your VIP package players' travel and accommodation costs in exchange for undertaking to play at the casino during the player's stay.
There you go.
You
grew up in Nevada. You should know this.
Well, it's not like I was ever offered them. I mean, we lived there.
Well, they drive you on down the road to Terrible's and let you have the buffet and.
Well, yeah, but that was just a part of the thing.
Pretty girl on your arm. I don't know what they offered out there.
Wow.
No Alabama.
It's no Alabama. There you go. So if you're ever looking to come out,
It's a cheap way to get to Utah.
if anyone says, you know what, I want to do that, you let us know.
Maybe what we should do is now this is subject to change, but you know how we have our baseball day and we're going to have our thrifting day. Once the world goes back to normal and we can do things again, maybe we should have a group meet out to Wendover.
It's a great idea.
Everyone can fly in for cheap. They do have one thrift store out there.
Okay.
I've bought things at the grocery store out there to resell, nicotine patches and what have you.
We bought Starbucks mugs.
Starbucks mugs.
Now that's Mikey Payne's place.
We can play some competitive Pac-Man for money.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And we can have a good time, and then you can fly home or come on into Salt Lake and we can thrift or something.
Those casinos, they know what they're doing. For somehow they had this 4-person Pac-Man player machine, and you all put $3 in, and you all play, and somehow somebody might win $6, and they just made $6 for you guys to play Pac-Man.
And we can't do it fast enough, could we?
We could not do it.
There's this new Mario game, the one I was telling you about a few weeks ago.
You were telling us about
that. Would be a perfect game for the casinos. Casinos, if you're listening, make the Mario Brothers the battle game where you can play for money. You'll have me there on around the clock.
Derek will be taking people's money.
You'll be paying me junket fees to fly me out there. now I'm all hopped up.
He's all super excited. I did bring up the, I know we talked about, with my son, we talked about some of his history cards. Brought up the Oregon Trail game yesterday, and he is just pumped and wants to know more about it right now.
Get him on it. I mean, I don't know what you got to do to get the Oregon Trail anymore.
I don't know.
You probably download it.
Probably can.
We might have to talk to a few people, but no, that's a great game.
Yeah, I told him he'd probably die of dysentery.
Yeah, you get that dysentery and takes out half the family, but
Yeah. The reason he brought it up because he's got those choose your own adventure books that you read and everything, and it was about the Oregon Trail, and he chose the wrong trail. And
oh yeah, he took the dallies. He shouldn't have.
He took something in the book.
Should have traded for 3 beaver pelts.
Yes.
He froze to death.
His wheel broke, and he tried to forge in the river, and he ended up drowning. And
Oh yeah, you get that kid that game. You remember me telling you about the gamers at the work when I told them that they ain't nothing if they ain't done the trail.
that's right. Yeah. So that was a fun. I'm gonna look that up this week. See if I
You
can.
look that up. I got some. I got some resale. I want to talk about. I know we talked about yard sales a little earlier in the year. And I know it was a really crazy year. I want to come hit it hard one more time because I've been thinking. I think yard sale season is going to end strong because we were talking about with Waddy and stuff. A lot of people, they don't want to wait in lines for hours, or thrift stores aren't taking donations or whatever. So I'm thinking if you were to go yard selling, it probably would be a good time to do it. We're getting to the end of the season, which is always a good time anyways, because people realize all the stuff that they want to clear house with before. Because, traditionally with holidays, you're buying a lot more stuff, you're having people over, you're trying to get rid of, things, you're going to get some more gifts around Christmas. So it's a really good time to have people moving things anyways. And then if you think about it with what's going on, people, just everything going on, people are wanting to cleanse, get rid of things, and they can't go just drop it off at the Goodwill or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking there's probably some big yard sales, and people that would be willing to negotiate. I know that's not Adam's favorite thing, but his boy Gary V's all about it, so he can say it's okay to do.
Yeah. So we get in the open commitment. If I say we're having the yard sale on Saturday, are we going to do a dual yard sale?
I am working Saturday at 4 a.m. Again, I'm not happy about this.
Working doing what?
My job.
What, is there like a shortage on the magic juice?
Yes. I probably can't get into it or I'll be fired. I'm not too happy about this. I'm doing some mandatory Saturday 4 a.m. till midday shifts. I'm not excited about it.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so not this Saturday.
Well, I was going to say it's supposed to be good weather.
And that's the thing. I can't say, well, I can make. Here's the problem: is I can calculate how much I'll make on Saturday doing that, even with overtime. And then if I was to go thrift selling or working on eBay and see, I would make more money doing my thing. I can't really say, well, I can't do that because I make more money doing this.
Yeah.
So that's where I'll be.
That's what happens when you work for the man.
Yeah, the man gets you down. The working class heroes are something to fear, as John Lennon used to say.
That's what I'm saying. When people need stuff, you are the guy. You are the essential worker who makes sure that people get that magic juice and helps them feel better.
But here's the thing about yard sales. I know we talk a lot about cards and things, and you can probably find cards at yard sales. But I was thinking about the opportunity at yard sales is still crazy. That you can find a shirt for $1 and sell it for $40.
Yeah.
And that's not uncommon. Video games. I know we talk a lot about different things, but if you go in there and you're kind of looking and you're willing to ask questions, maybe say, hey, I'm looking for sports cards. Do you guys have any? If you see things that kind of look like, their kids were around in whatever era. Who knows? And then with the prices, it's all whatever you can choose your own adventure, like you're saying. So throw out some numbers and see what can happen. But
my wife said it the other day. She said we ought to have a yard sale. I'm like, well, we're doing it. So we've got some stuff.
Maybe I'll drop off some stuff and then maybe see if my wife wants to join us.
See if we can really make it happen. Like, so we're trying to same thing, clean out some
Well,
stuff.
you're not the only ones, right? So
Get rid of some stuff. So
and then you get people that have been stuck inside or wanting to get out. So I'm thinking it's probably it's all. That's the problem with all this is we say stuff and it's all subject to where you live or what's going on, right? So it might be a good time to do it if you can do it safely. Get out and try to make you some sales, get you some money. Do what you got to do.
Do what you can do to make some money. Well, we're getting closer to the end of the show, but usually this is the best time of year. Tax season extensions just got over. Doing a lot of college football, kind of getting involved with that. This COVID thing's really kind of changed a lot. One of our teams isn't playing. Utah's still kind of down and out. But it's almost that end of October, and I really disdain this time of year. That's not my thing.
Well, you got nothing to worry about, Adam. It's perfectly safe. Perfect. If you watch, so you need to go watch Hubie Halloween.
No.
You are Hubie.
No.
It's an Adam Sandler movie.
I don't care.
You are Hubie.
Okay.
That's all people know.
I've never heard of that before.
Well, it's like the number 2 movie right now, or 1 in the world.
Oh well, like I said, I'm not hip anymore. I don't get it
Anymore.
or was I?
Dan Patrick, your buddy Dan Patrick, plays the principal in it.
Oh, okay. I've heard him talk about it, but I've never. I don't know. It's not big into unless it's a autobiography, type history type movie. Haven't quite. I just haven't gotten into.
Well, history wasn't always great. Autobiographies aren't always pleasant.
Yeah, well, they're not.
So it's the time of year where Adam doesn't look for black cats and cross the road. And
I'm a big fan of the Hunt for Red October. Sean, those are my kind of movies.
Pleasant.
Pleasant, they're pleasant.
They're pleasant.
The Rockies are good.
Sure.
Speaking
of rock, I didn't tell you about. I got me some Rocky. I got me some Thunderlip Rocky cards.
Ooh.
Officially licensed.
Officially licensed. But no, it's this October time. I don't know what's wrong with. I don't know why you'd want to scare yourself. I just don't know. Like, why would you knowingly go into a position that you could cause yourself harm and danger?
I don't know, Adam.
I just don't. Although I will say I did something.
I don't know what you want me to say. You went to a haunted house last year.
Yeah, but it was for the kids. It was for
the children.
It was for a special need children event that we went in with kids in wheelchairs, and they
You pushed kids in wheelchairs in to get scared. What kind of a person are you? You can't even stand up, but you were putting kids that couldn't even control themselves. You were pushing them in there and terrifying them.
They had all the lights on. I did it for.
I don't know why you would do that.
Well,
True or false, that happened.
Wow, you are pretty good at your news media job. You know how to twist and turn.
I need a new career, so I don't have to wake up at 4 in the morning on a Saturday.
I don't even know what
you were saying this time of year, you get scared, you get a little squeamish, you don't like the pumpkin spice, you don't know why people would be scared.
No, I just
you don't get it. It's not Adam's thing.
Oh, I did something. I conquered a fear over the weekend.
Oh, well, okay.
We went to Jackson Hole, and I'm deathly terrified of heights. And we went on the.
What aren't you scared of?
I don't know. Books. Except unless it's Stephen King books.
I mean, yeah.
No,
it's all subject to change. Huh?
No, we went up to Jackson Hole. And we went on the ski lift. There's no snow, but you can go up it. And my daughter and I rode up the top of the ski lift, and it terrified me. Absolutely terrified me. My little girl was enjoying every minute of it.
Were you afraid she was going to fall out?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I was like freaking out.
Those things are a little sketchy.
I was like,
it's not like the safety bar really does much.
No, and the first one, at least it had like a safety bar that came over your lap, and there was one that came in between your legs. But on the ride down,
you need something between your legs, Adam.
On the ride down, it didn't have anything. The guy didn't even put it. I was freaking out. So I got over. I guess my October fear is I went on a ski lift that just deathly terrified me.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
You're a great man.
Well, there you go. So that was I guess I conquered one fear this October.
You also conquered the fear of selling soccer cards or getting in that market. That's a fear for. I'd be afraid of that.
It was something I didn't know. I still don't know a lot about it, but I know that there's money to be made. And I says, you know what? I want to be that guy. Honestly, you're the one that inspired me to do it. You make a lot of money selling cards. Let's be honest. I know you're pretty. You don't talk a lot of numbers, which is fine. You don't have to, but you make a lot of money selling wrestling cards.
I've done quite well. I had a day, like I was saying a couple days ago, I did about $500 internationally when I was talking about some of those that went.
You purchase vehicles from the cards that you sell.
From things I've sold on the internet, we purchase vehicles.
Yes.
And it's not all cards, but yeah. I mean, sometimes it's sold smelly shoes. Sometimes it's Jerry Sloan's jock strap.
It's several different items, so I feel.
You know, I like to be versified, or don't put all your eggs in one basket. But yeah, I got a lot of wrestling cards right now.
I figure, you know what, I'm gonna get on the train. Everybody can use extra money, you know, and whether it's for paying for, you know, vacations to go ride the haunted ski lift in Jackson Hole. You know, I figure.
I mean, I felt pretty good, and then we get people involved and painters selling them for like thousands of dollars and stuff. So I thought, well, maybe I'm not that great at what I thought I was.
Anyway, I think it's just like Vegas. You always hear about when people win. You never hear about once they lose.
Guns N' Roses.
That's right, Guns N' Roses. So, well, D-Roy, like I said, it's a good time of year. I hope everybody's enjoying themselves, staying safe, staying happy. But like I say, there's always two things in life that are certain, D-Roy.
That'd be death piles and taxes.